Hey everyone, how you doing today? I don't know, get busy on working on this platform style CV again. So at the end of the last video, basically mounted a module to it and kind of put out some block spacing for that module here, so I know where the door is and where the landing gear have to go, things like that. This is pretty crude yet, though, I gotta say. Now, one thing a question I brought up in the last video was how to get up from the ground up into the creation, and there was some really good ideas and something I sort of forgot about a little bit again, and that is ladders. Ladders would probably be the best way to go about it. Now, one comment did suggest putting ladders up the legs, which would make a lot of sense. However, I think I'm going to try to find a different way to do it. That could work, and they also even suggested putting a sensor on there that would turn off the thrusters if a player was in the sensor range area, which would work. I just don't know if I want them there yet or not. And I don't really know where I want those parts yet. And I might have to build something that kind of comes down like an industrial platform kind of thing as well. So what I'm thinking I ought to do on this build right now to try to figure out more things is to maybe try to work out some of this interior space and figure out how I'm going to have connections and how things are going to get laid out so I can make it all try to work. And what I'm kind of thinking about doing is to have like, because having ladders in the back won't really do much good because I'm not going to have like interior space to climb to unless you're going right to the top of the creation. But up here is a different story. So I know a module base starts at this point backwards. These side areas along the sides of the module, I am kind of planning on setting them up to hold turbines, I think, would be the main thing. But what I really wanted to do is try to figure out this interior and try to get some more blocks in place here. It's kind of a mess right now. I was chopping and pasting quite a bit on this thing, and hey, you can probably tell. So what I want to do is come up with an interior space. Obviously, it's going to be kind of asymmetrical, so I'm not even going to turn on symmetry. You got to have clear access to this position and to this position over here. And then as in getting up and onto this creation, I want to make sure you can do it from either side from the bottom, but probably towards the front area of that. So I'm going to start by trying to figure out where I want to put constructors and all that fun production stuff I do want in here. So I'm going to just grab some miscellaneous constructors for placeholders right now. I know this is just a large and not an advanced constructor, but and we know the universal constructors are 3 blocks across. Yeah, 3 blocks across instead of 2. I think they're 3. Or are they 4 now? I better get one. The part did change a little bit, at least in the model. It's probably the same size, though, as it used to be. But, yeah, I want to keep those out. Let's put away the turbines for a moment. So, yeah, these are 3 blocks across. That's what I thought they were. All right. So how is all this going to work out inside of here? Here, let's put in just some random blocks here. I'm using steel because this is going to be part of the interior area here. Wanted to get some floor space in here for now. Again, so many of these blocks are going to be changed and replaced later on. Just really want to figure out how this is going to come together and look appropriate enough. Now, it's kind of a weird thing going on right over here where I've got it's going into full blocks, but it's half blocks in front of that. And I'm kind of wondering if I shouldn't just kind of taper this out somewhere around here. So let's put in a couple blocks. We'll do kind of we'll just have it kind of come out at a 45 here. I'm going to reverse that so I can get the individual textures on the 2 sides of this block. And we probably ought to build that like that. And then this one can now be full block for the time being. Okay, so we got a staircase there. I don't want to have you go too far for not that there's much room in here anyway, but I don't want you to go too far for getting to constructors and that kind of thing. I just got to figure out where the front wall is and what is in here. Like I probably need a solid block behind there, but that already is one. All right, so let's lay out some parts and see how they fit, and then I'll try to build storage controllers around those parts. So I'm thinking maybe right on this side of the room here, I'll put together like 2 constructors. And on either side of the constructors, can have a storage controller like there. So that'll be basically. I like to do this first, and then I start running the container extensions to these after I kind of lay them out, so I know how I'm gonna want them to fit in the end, basically. And a lot of this floor blocks and stuff are probably gonna get swapped out for container extensions and whatnot. But right now, I just want some floor space in here to work with. Really quick and easy to replace these things. And even this end wall might even be some cargo extensions, but then and I'm trying to keep it safe inside too. All right, so we've got one set there. Now I wanted this to have quite a bit of production, and I'm thinking what I'm going to try to do is wrap it around kind of an L-shaped pattern around over like that. I think it would fit probably the best. Now, one thing about this though, this setup here, is if I have a separate controller versus constructor, I can't put two controllers next to each other to make a bank just like the one over there. So I think what I'll do here, let's grab one of these, is not have another one right there, but on the other side here. And basically I wanted to, my goal is to get, I would like to get 8 of this size constructor in here. That could be deconstructors as well. And then 2 universal constructors, and probably around up to 8 small constructors as well. And then, of course, we're still going to need a place for medical and core room and all that other fun stuff, and other utility functions. It's not going to be doing farming in this one, though. It's more of a mining platform kind of thing, not a farm. Okay, so we got 3 controllers there. On this end wall here. Let's see, this goes back, and we're also, I also got to make sure that we have a location to get into the module bay. So there's going to be, here, I'm going to make sure I don't forget about that. We're just going to build, like, maybe there'll be a ramp or something up here where you get up to the top there. Actually, I better plan that out at 22.5. And those blocks don't need to be there. Yeah, this is actually, this wall here is not correct anyway. This is the actual module bay wall here. So let's get rid of this stuff. I actually got a little bit more room here than I thought I did too, so that's good. I had that earlier wall there that was at the wrong place, basically. Alright, so over here, so universal constructors would be 3 blocks. So we want to, now let's put like one more set of these in here. Better put some flooring in there first. There they are. They're set as the plastic blocks right now. So that would be 6 of these. And obviously I did want this to have quite a bit of storage in it too. I hopefully it can move the storage, especially if the thrusters were upgraded, or well, put in to start with, but upgraded to like the plasma variants. It hopefully can move a fair amount. We'll have to check that too. Okay, so we got 4 controllers here. We got a little bit of room in the corner, which actually, this would actually be a good part location, probably for like maybe a deconstructor, or I'm trying to think of what else could possibly go there. Maybe a small bank of small constructors too, because I wanted to have these kind of set together. So we got 6 of those. It'll have another bank of 2 of these somewhere. Yeah, let's do small constructors there. Let me get some of them just as placeholders for now. Small commercial. No, we want the regular small, not the commercial variants. So I know we can just kind of haphazardly stack them up like that, which does work. That'd be kind of a nice setup. Really close to the bridge. I kind of like that, you know, like if you're flying the ship around and you want to get out and do something, it's right there. I mean, you're not running all over the place for it. So I think that part will kind of work. Um, let's refine this way down into the module bay, so that's kind of set up. It might take up a little bit more space than I think right now. And I'm probably just going to use staircases for this. Let's bring that back one to there, and we'll put another one there. And those blocks. And I want to make sure it has like metal or a steel floor below all this too. I don't know how it's exactly going to turn out at the moment though. But I don't want the whole ship to drop down further here, although it probably could, couldn't it? Could probably have like a subfloor in here for things. Wouldn't have a lot of room. Nah, it's supposed to be a platform, not a multi-floor thing. Here, all right. So let's put some blocks around the staircase too. Do that with carbon for now. Gotta figure out how I want to do this. Figure there'll be a floor mostly around here, but I was trying to see if I could cut it out just a little bit to have a little bit of room to put some trim blocks in there. Maybe something like that. And then I'm doing this so I can like map out where those universal constructors are going to go. So I'm not sure about quite yet. Now I could have an aisle in here too, which I probably should. Rather than keeping it all open space, maybe have like another aisle going down this way, maybe a couple blocks away from those, or maybe up to 3 blocks away, if it fits correctly. Let's get, here, start with here. I'll take a couple more of these. I still wanted 2 more of these in place too. I'm wondering, and now you see, now those small constructors are kind of in the way. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of the small constructors. I think what I'm going to do is run another set of these here instead, which will make this corner kind of unusable, but it'll be used with cargo extensions for sure. So, not really wasted space. And, okay, so universal constructors. Obviously, it's not going to come with all this stuff. This would really ramp up the CPU. So, yeah, let's try to leave a little bit of room here, but see if we can run like, one there and one here. See how that works out. And then maybe just dump the small constructors here. Or, I wonder, got this wall space over here. Got to put a block or something in this chunk over here, but I'm wondering if I shouldn't try to maybe just have those over here. That's only 4. I did say I wanted 8. But I kind of wanted these to look nice, and just stacking them on top of each other like that isn't really all that pretty. I'm wondering. I do have this kind of area going across the top here. How do these look upside down? Looks like that would kind of work. Could like have like a row up there. Maybe I get rid of these again. So that would cover this area, and then that leaves a bunch of open space here. Again, for the core room, med bay, other utility functions, things like that. So yeah, I think this format could work. All right. Well, let's start to build out some bays. Now, there's 4 here right now. But, you know, honestly, I did want another controller. Like, if we could put one like right there. That leaves me. I can bury that under some blocks over here. That would probably fit pretty good. So that would be our 5th controller. Don't know exactly what size these are going to be. I'm kind of steering towards, I want obviously a couple that are 640s, but not all of them have to be 640s. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, at least right now. And okay, so that covers that group of constructors. And let's I'm gonna have enough room to put a controller on either side of these as well. Let's try. So controllers there. So that gives us a grand total. We got 4, 5, 6, 7. Say if 2 of those are 640s and the others are 320s, that'd be a pretty good amount of space. If I went any more than that, you'd have a hard time getting off the ground. So yeah, I think that I'll stop there. 2 640s, the rest are 320s. None of these are ammo based. I'm going to probably just use an ammo box or 2 for ammo storage. Again, this isn't a combat ship, and the kind of projectiles it's going to fire, you don't need a lot of space to carry those around with you. Alright, so now the tricky part. Getting all the controllers wrapped in and filling up unused areas and things like that. And the floor right now is a fair game. I could put another layer over the floor to protect it more, but the floor is definitely a fair game for being replaced with cargo extensions. And I kind of plan on doing that actually, except not on that row, because I got shape blocks there. I don't like to do cargo extensions with shape blocks unless it's a really, really small creation where you have no other options. Other than that, they have less storage per cargo extension that way, if they're any shape but a full square. That's going to make it a little bit rough because I want to... let's get rid of some blocks down here. So we're right under this area, and I'm going to have to connect that controller on this row, really. So it's going to have to do something about the block work up front here to make that work. I think what I'll do is let's pull these blocks forward 1 row. Get rid of this row here. And just trim stuff right there. So now we got that. It's not really going to make much of a visual difference at all doing this. It's just going to provide for a little bit more interior space. It's just going to be welcome. Okay, same thing with that. Should be this one. And let's just put one in there for now too. Again, I could put a subfloor under here of steel or something to try to protect this more. But, yeah. Okay, let's, gotta figure out which bays are gonna be the 640s yet, too. Now, one thing I don't like to do, however, and I don't know if there's a way around it yet or not, is I don't particularly like to have cargo extensions as the floor because you got limited texturing for them. But if I do it that way, I like to try to put them in at least some kind of formation so I can like paint differently on different parts of it. So what I think I'm going to do is I'll leave 2 blocks here that I'm going to try to not touch these with cargo extensions, and then do another row here. Up to there. I'm trying not to do that at end block. Although that would probably be pretty safe there. And I also can't go so far as to interfere with the controller on this side. Which is also, maybe these might go upward. Yeah, I'll plan on doing that. I'll plan on making those controllers go upwards so then I don't have to tangle with the extensions on these controllers. It's going to be a challenge to get this much storage in here, I think. Now what I would like to do, though, is to be able to wrap this. I got this block row above the constructors, which I'd like to use for extensions as well. That means I got to connect it somehow, meaning I got to mess with the blocks that are here. which is another kind of open, visible area. This is messed up anyway. Yeah, let's just let's do that there. This row above here has got to change. This is part of the landing deck now, so I don't want that to be made of cargo extensions. So let's put in a steel box up here for the time being. This is kind of a big gap I've got. I just noticed that now. It's bigger than I thought. It's almost like maybe this bridge could get raised up or be a little taller. Now, something else that was brought up in comments too is on the mining. Is brought up that maybe I should have better glass here so you could see a little bit more around. And I think that could be done. Yeah, that can be done. I'll work on that too in a minute. All right, so let's put a steel block there. And these are probably going to be 320s here. And the 640s, maybe I'll try to make these two in the center be the 640s. I think that would fit a little bit better. And then again, I'm trying to leave room for turbines and stuff, but they can go back a little bit further. That's going to take a fair amount of room too. I'm going to need a wall here. Now I can add an outer block to this wall, I think. Yeah. So I'm gonna go cargo extension here too. That's gonna kind of mess up that stuff. Here, let's get one of those there. Cargo extension there. Try not to go up to the top, and I gotta. Oh, yeah, I gotta watch it because I'm coming up to the other controller too. Let's get rid of that row. And let's see what we're sitting at right now. 264. So we can put some more there. That ain't enough though. We already we have no below the staircase. So it's the staircase. Oh, it already is extensions under the staircase. Alright. How much further can we go this way? Not very far at all. I don't really want that one to be a cargo extension. How else can this be done? I mean, if I tapped into the top surface, I could fit a lot more. But, man, I don't want to do that. When the way I texture these landing pads too, well, there's different ways to texture a landing pad. Could make it work with these. Just kind of ran out of room here. You know, let's do some block work right on the front here. In this gap area, and maybe get that sealed off. And I think I can create a little bit more space in here if I do it right. Yeah, let's do a couple of steel blocks here for now. I'm gonna have to do a lot of trim and fixing things up. Oh, actually, this isn't lined up right. You notice the beam on this side is half block away. This is further away now. It's like all this needs to move. Probably, alright. Did a lot of chopping and pasting, which probably messed up some things, for sure. Let's do that. Get rid of this whole line of things here. And this was supposed to be something like that. And this would be a full block here. Let's get steel. So that's carbon. Yeah, you know, the deck on top of this. Well, yeah, I gotta watch it. Yeah, I'm trying to use carbon for all non-essential interior space things. So, like, this would be technically not protecting anything because you got ceiling, your bridge is down over there, and that is steel. Okay, and then here I think this would be just still isn't looking right here. Oh, I think this could use as an inverted version of these going up the other side. Maybe. Like maybe a double row like this over here. Oops, oh my goodness. Flop around, there we go. That, and then we can put that on that side. It's like two like half blocks there. I know the whole objective of this was so I could put more extensions in this area. One thing leads to another. Happens all the time with building. Okay, let's get rid of that block. No, that needs to be steel. Alright. Let's not get rid of that block. This is weird right here. This connection thing. I don't like really what's happening in there. Oh, this is coming out. Like almost like maybe I ought to push this wall here forward another block row. Again, I wanted this thing to be very chaos-like on purpose and not, you know, more like an oil platform. What is there? Okay, so those blocks. Oh, I can mess with these blocks. Oh, hey, there's some opportunities to get some more extensions in here. Especially if I put some other blocks up in front here. That's a mess. No, actually that would work. And I could put steel across there. I'll probably have to change out this row. Which I think in this case can be carbon. Let's get rid of whatever's there and get the steel block here. Now we'll get a trim block in here. Alright, so what did that do for the storage? 312. I only need one more extension on here, and that is really easy to do right there. Okay, so that controller is in place. Weird thing about it, technically there's like more room now for more. And I'm going to try to utilize that because I'm going to be tight on fitting this stuff. So I'm going to try to do now is take a couple away from here and put them in here. How about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I can get rid of more here. And the reason why I'm doing that is so I can add more to this controller next to it. So 352, we can take away some more. Let's take away those two. Let's see, 52. I think I'm still above 320. Yes, we can get rid of two more. So let's do that. How about you? Okay, so now we should have a nice clean 320 here. Now we've got some room for the next controller. So the next controller can run its controller extensions up into there, across the top here. Now leave one gap there. And then we can also run them here. I already had some for the floor on it. Well, it's at 232 right now. So let's add another some right there. 72. One more row like that. One more. One more. Is there any place it would be really cool to keep that a solid line if I could. Let's see if there's one more place I could dump an extension in here without interfering with something. Oh, the floor. Forgot about the floor here. Yeah. Well, I was trying to leave that end row steel right there. And I don't want to use that one because it has to line up to another... no, I can use this one. I can, because that's going to go upward, not down. Okay, so that will fulfill this one to 320. On to the next one. So, we got to leave a gap here. Let's connect that. I think I'm going to do the same thing across the floor again. So let's take out those all the way to here. Let's see how we're coming out here. $288, so I think it's 4 more, I think, is needed. So, any more options? Get more on the floor. Maybe. Yeah, it's fair game. I just realized too that the spacing's a little bit different on some of these. I'll put them here too. 320 on the nose. Can't complain about that. All right, so the next controller, get kind of the routine here. Well, this one has the advantage too of having this corner to work with. Unless there's some kind of part I want to put in there, but I don't think so. So yeah, this one can really just get some extra extensions in here. Wait a minute, we had, okay, those other controllers are that one there. I gotta make sure I can fit that one in place too. Trying to, this will probably be steel, but you know what? It can go out. It can go out to here. Just maybe not on the back wall because it's going to be probably a little bit visible with the module bay wall. 256 already. Can't complain. So, let's, maybe on this N1, let's try to discreetly run some of these down there. 304 needs 2 more, but I want to get rid of that one in this case, and... well, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, one there. 320. Okay, so we got those 4 in place. Let's do this one here. And this one has the whole ceiling area here to work with, pretty much. Plus more floor. $224. I'm not sure if I want this to be a wall right here. Let's reformat this other one a little bit here. Let's take out these 2, shift them to here, and then put in 4 here. 5 actually. 264. And you know we can do these. And then you want 4 more. Yeah, I don't want to fill up this space. I'm thinking about how the hallway's going to try to work out in there, and I kind of want that left open if possible. So I wonder, what can I do with this? Squeak in some more extensions here. Well, let's take away those 2 and try to. Oh, I can't do both, can I? Just thinking. Oh wait, we got below. Oh, this is unused space here. Oh, what am I? Yeah, that was 2. Let's take out 2 more. And we got, there's this row back here to use. Yeah. Let's, we can move a lot of these out of here. Just fill that back row in, see what we're looking at. Take out, 2 more there. 328, and, 1 more there, I guess. So then I should be able to add in a bunch here. This other controller, which is already over. Okay, I didn't even need to add that much. It's kind of a mess, so the flooring is going to be a nightmare to texture if I try to do anything fancy, at least. But okay, so that's in place. Let's get these last 2 controllers in working out. And these have these are going to go the opposite direction, so they're going to be able to go upward if I can find space for all this stuff up here. So let's just get some of these put in, and they can also go over the constructors and probably behind the constructors. Trying to keep this hallway open too, you know, or have like a thin block on the back side over here, maybe on the same thing. And that means the only way I'm going to really be able to extend these, especially these are going to have to be the extra big 640s here. I think what I'm going to have to do is utilize some ceiling space up here to run a lot of this stuff. Not to mention, I don't want 3-block tall ceilings mostly. But this area, especially if I leave those constructors up there, should be 3 blocks. At least in that front spot there. But over here, I don't think I need to do that. Just dawned on me, too. I'm going to have to think about engineering, too. It's going to need parts. Like generators and stuff, too. So that's going to be a thing to fit. And again, as I'm actually trying to make the interior look nice, a lot of these will occasionally get shifted around. Like sometimes I'll want to move one from one place to another, so I'll find a new home for one and then shift it like that. But what I'm trying to do, I think for the most part what I'm doing will work though, to fit in all the storage and leave room for other things, hopefully. In fact, right here too, we could probably get another row of them in. And definitely on the back side here. This is keeping it all under the deck too. Let's see what we're looking like right now. Long way to go on that one. And long way to go on that one. Okay. Well. Oh. I don't really want to do that because I want to put in fancy blocks up here. Well, I mean shaped blocks, not fancy, but yeah. Just trying to leave some room to get some kind of detail in this thing when it's done. Hard to work with not a lot of space. Just on building this out, I think. Yeah, 640s are pretty big. This one's kind of getting there. 520. I guess there is more ceiling space, but I'm going to need some parts that I put in here. 3 blocks tall. I'm going to need some room for those parts. And this kind of technically is, I guess, the end wall already that I'm at. Or close to. That's scary. Alright, well, let's just plop in some more there. And I'm going to still try to do another row here. Pretty much have to do this with every build. I mean, literally, it's pretty routine at this point in time. I mean, you could build builds from, like, planning out the interior and having these all in a nice block. You know, that's neat if you got the room to do it. But most of these builds, I'm ad hocing them. I do it the same way. I place where I want these things and try to make them work. And honestly, I always find a way to make them work, one way or the other. So it's never really been a problem. It just makes some chaos, and it's really bad if you screw up something and you blow away a container extension somewhere in the wall, and now your controller's off, and you have no idea where the problem is. That's always a nightmare scenario. I hate getting in that situation, but do frequently get into that situation as well. So, kind of sucks. Alright, so this one is at 640. I might have added too much to this controller. Let's take away like 4 and C. Okay, so we'll put one back, and this one's done. Now we just got to address this last one, and that will, this one needs to go some. Yeah, alright, well, I'm gonna push things a little bit on this side. So I added, what, 5 more there. I'm still gonna need, what, another Put a bit. What's that block? Oh, no, that is behind a drill. Don't want to mess with that block. Don't want to put any out here because I want a steel wall there. What if we shift some of these to here and then put some of these here? Still not there. Probably get by with like that. Still isn't enough. Gosh darn it. Is that it? Is the right count? One more. Okay. Alright, so I think that would put in a very bizarre storage setup here. But, you know, it should work. It should work. We got a little bit of open room here. The only my only regret right now is I wish the staircase was pushed back a little bit, and I think I'm going to do that. I'll try to cut out some of the inside wall here to make a little more headroom. Let's just put something there. That there. I think that will just fit better. Okay, so now the blocks go in here. I'm going to try to put something in here a little bit shaped, a little bit angular, but I want to, the whole point is I want to cover this wall up at the same time, and I don't know if I can do that with the blocks that are here. I'm going to try to go with the old school wedge set here. Let's try there. Either side. This is what I was worried about at the end, but you know what? This can be something else here. Let's put in maybe some of these. Try to make a decorative thingy here. And oh yes, I did want to cut away on the inside because it's tight right there. So let's put in something that can angle in, give you a little more headroom. Oh, so that should be steel. I got this aligned right or not. I'll fix it later if it's not. Okay. Again, don't think I build every creation quite like this. This one's kind of a one-off. I wanted to experiment, play around a little bit, see what happened, kind of deal. Okay, so on the outer walls here, we don't need steel on the bottom because we got steel blocks there already. But I did want to have steel on the walls, but I kind of wanted to make this kind of shaped going into here because this is the only part that's going past the floor line right now, besides maybe some, I don't know, we'll see. So I could do like just a wedge like this. And that could actually carry on to the module bay itself too. Let's just do it a little bit wider though. Let's start the bigger wedge at the bottom. So that was going to be carbon there. Gosh darn it. It's, I wish you could, well, I don't know. It is interesting and challenging to, you know, do hull specific materials all the time, but it does quite a lot more work too at the same time. It was a little quicker building, just not worrying about what block you're using at the time, but it does make a big difference in the weight and everything else. So I definitely would try to do this. Okay, now I want to take out those. Nah, I almost want to do steel here. So this will be part of this wall too. So I'm trying to make like a bit of a hanging down formation so the module bay works and connects properly, but at the same time it kind of matches this this part of the ship here. Okay, so we want steel in these other areas here. I wonder if I can get some kind of decorative something in here. Let's try. I've been using a lot of this kind of stuff in this build, so let's see if we can do some more of that. Maybe like just got this random like cut in here or something like that. And then these blocks are still full blocks here. I wanted to mess with this on this side of the block around the doorway from the module bay, so let's put in a couple of them. I can't really do anything with the top if I want it to have it shaped that way, which I definitely do. And if you didn't have that, you could easily maybe get stuck here or have to crouch or something when coming through the staircase. You definitely don't want that to happen. Alright, let's see. I don't know how much more I should try to do with this video. I know this, I'm going to try to do another one of these later today, if not a couple over the weekend as well, trying to get this thing going. It's just I'm trying to think on how I should go about every part of this. And you know, I still didn't really work out the area of getting down to the ground yet, did I? Sort of just kind of walled everything off. I forgot about the ladder thingy. Uh-oh. Yeah, and the engineering thingy. You know, I'm thinking there is more room up here that I could utilize in this build, especially in the front areas. Granted, I was going to try to put some turbines and stuff there, but I might have to expand this out a little bit more than I thought. For some reason, it looks like it's lopsided on this side more than this side, and I think that is true. See, this is 2 blocks away from the... Yeah, this is right out. Yeah, so this side over here could actually be pushed out a couple more blocks, and it should, because I want that space. And I'm wondering, maybe it should just have one ladder down. I'm gonna have to really think about that one. I don't exactly know how I want to do this quite yet. I was originally thinking I was going to hang something somewhere off from the chassis that's going to have a ladder that goes down, not quite to the ground, but close enough for you to easily get to, with probably even without a jetpack, was the idea. Again, I don't know if that's really going to work out, though. Let's just slop in a little bit more blocks up top here, too. Get some kind of ceiling on here. Now, most of this is just going to be... I'm going to have to do most of this in steel, I think, because I want to protect the this part a little bit. Not that it's going to be super safe, but better than carbon. And it is interior space. So, yeah, here, there's a key I should be using to do this. Let me just fill in a couple of these parts here. And I think if I do this, I can drag it out, and then I hold down control, and I can do like a big chunk at once here. There we go. Ah! Now something's screwing up. I'm trying to like... Why is it doing that? Alright, never mind. I don't know. I think I just hit something wrong there. Alright. So... yeah, production is going to be kind of a thin wall over here. Got some corridors, so you can, there's going to be a floor here. You know, I can put that into, that should be steel. Even though it might change there. And then we get into our staircase. Probably just have steel in those spots. And there. Gotta make sure these stairs are airtight too. That's a big one to watch. Like right now, I'd have an oxygen leak unless I seal up right under there. And that looks just like a block, practically. So, I think... Oh, it's just this one right there, yeah. Make sure that works out. As in generators and other parts, yeah, there's a lot of stuff to figure out in this thing. It's kind of fun, though. I like the engineering part of it. Figuring out how you try to get all this crap in here. I think that's what happens with oil rigs. I mean, they might have this more uniform idea, and then after they start calculating all the things they need in places and how much of this and that they end up with this abstract craziness, as long as it works. And it tends to look kind of cool in the end. And that I'm hoping this will eventually get that look to it. Just being like chaotic and crazy, but functional. Anyway, I think I'll stop working on it here. I do have a stream with Excalibur coming up in a half hour from now too. So a very busy day. I did the look at the workshop video, and then I ate lunch, and then I'm doing this. Then I got that stream at probably from 3 to 6. And then I want to think on this some more after that and try to figure out how to go from here. I think what is really going to need is like some kind of, especially when placing the turbines, I'm going to almost need like some kind of catwalk structure out on the outer edges of parts of this that you can kind of walk through these areas to place those parts and maybe connect those catwalks to the ladders to go to the ground. I think would be one definite option there. Yeah, we'll see how it turns out. Okay, a little uncomfortable with this build all the time, but I know it's going to work. I know it's going to work in the end. It's just there's going to be a lot of things to figure out on how to make it all happen, and that'll hopefully be kind of a unique build that works. And that's kind of what I'm going for on this one. I wasn't trying to be completely optimal like a starter CV or something like that. But I did want it to be like something I would want to bring in game to use kind of thing. And that's kind of where I'm at with this thing. So yeah, it still doesn't look like much, but I'm happy at least this part's kind of worked out. A little bit in the interior. At least I got something to work with. I could probably add a doors easily on this side. But this side I sort of really sealed off a bit too much because I think it's going to need like a way out over on this side of the ship. Especially if I do the whole catwalk thing and scaffolding and places for turbines and things. So yeah, I'll have to figure that one out yet. Yeah, I did put this stuff in awfully tight in this section here. I'm wondering, could even do maybe something really crazy, like have a door off the side, but then the thruster's in the way. Now you'd have to have a door up above. Anyway, I'll save that for next time. I'll have to just think about this one a little bit on how to proceed more on it. But yeah, a little bit more is done. Other than that, you all have yourself a great day, and I'll talk to you later.